back to Garage Shenanigans. I'm here with my manual tire changer I just bought from Harbor Freight. Today we're going to look and see if this is a better method than using the pry bars as far as ease and whether or not it's going to damage the wheel any. I've just did this once already as a test trial, but I'm going to do it for video purposes. I already kind of have an idea, but I'm going to just show you the results anyway. So I have a wheel here that has a tire on it that I need to take off, and then I have a separate wheel that I need to put a tire on. So this will be a full demount and mount with the Harbor Freight tire changer. I'll show you the flaw I've already found with it, and then we'll just go from there. All right. Okay, so first I want to talk about the fact that this is on a giant wooden platform, as you can see right here. This thing weighs like 60 pounds. I think it's just MDF wood, I don't really know. Took this from a TV stand. Typically this thing is suggested to either make a platform as so, or it's actually most recommended to be bolted to the ground and anchored. And I'll kind of show you why as we go along. Even though this is quite heavy, it's still going to have some wobble to it. It makes it a little bit difficult. Alright, first step is to debead. They've provided this giant tool right here. It's got two different ends on it. This is used for leverage to debead right here, and to actually remove the tire from the wheel. So it's kind of a multi-purpose tool. So what you'll need is lubrication and a way to let the air out. I have a TPMS or valve stem core tool that I can let the air out real quick. You just kind of set that aside so you don't lose it later. What I've noticed is these couple of holes right here, as far as height management, I've noticed this one kind of works best for about 15s, being on the lowest setting. When I first got this, I needed some motivation because it kind of gets stuck right there, because it's just barely enough clearance to kind of get through it. I don't know if it's supposed to go up all the way or not, but I prefer to make this full leverage motion. Alright, so you'll get the wheel, move it in place, right about here, and then what I've noticed the easiest way, let's see, talk about easy, do it like that. Alright, now with this has a kind of a triangular fulcrum with it. As you push down, it's going to go one way or the other. I've noticed I had some issue with it pushing down and this whole lever kind of going more this way as I go down, and it didn't debead. What you want to do is as it goes down, this needs to go out like this and push down into it. I'll just show you real quick. Place. It's a little tricky sometimes. Let's see. Get it in a better position. Okay. Alright, as you kind of saw, it's a little bit easier, in my opinion, than using the jack and the ratchet strap method. Just as far as setup is a little bit faster. There's still some, as you saw, there's a bit of trial and error as far as how close it should be, and it's not going to get perfect the first time. It just takes a couple of minutes to get to it. Still, so far as easier, a little bit quicker, it's definitely better as far as demounting. Let's go, as far as breaking the bead, sorry. Let's go ahead and demount the tire then, and we'll continue. So I went ahead, and this is how it's going to be placed on top for getting the tire off and on the actual rim. There's this little piece right here. It's going to keep it from moving as far as left and right. It's going to kind of keep it helpful. The biggest issue I have with this design is this is just supposed to slide over and keep it from actually moving. This is just pure metal. Okay, so metal and metal contact with the wheel, you can already see that's going to scratch the shit out of it. I personally don't care about this wheel, so it's not a huge deal. This slides over it, and then just kind of screws down. Alright, and then in the instructions, it then suggests you use the pole, put it in here, and then tighten it even further. Which is fine until you realize tightening is going to move like that. Oh. Alright, so it's nice and secure, but in doing so, you kind of saw it kind of moved a little bit. That actually did scratch the wheel. We're going to go ahead and assess the damage at the end. I'm going to show you where it's going to scratch the shit out of everything. Alright, so as you saw, this kind of has an end like this, and somewhat of like a hammer end like this. For the most part, this is going to be for the full taking it off, and then for installing will be on the other side with a little bit of help with this. But so this is going to be the main issue, or not issue, but tool. And then you'll be kind of similar to like the pry bar. You'll be pushing it in behind the bead, except here you'll be having some leverage to pull on, which is kind of cool. So let's go ahead and take this tire off. Alright, so assessing the damage, you kind of saw, I mean this thing is just, it's metal on metal. So this is only after like 2 uses, you can see how much it's rubbing against itself. And it's going to kind of scratch up your rim pretty good. This was pretty nice fully pink when I started. There's a bit there. You can see right there where it's kind of moved a little bit back and forth. It's kind of scratched the crap out of it. And then everywhere I was using as leverage, all along, it's just a nice shiny aluminum now. So yeah, as far as easeability with taking it off, I feel like having this leverage right here to kind of lean against and keeping it somewhat more stable than moving around so much as I did with pry bars. A little bit easier. Damage wise, I feel like I've actually done more damage than with the pry bars. I feel like the pry bars didn't scratch nearly as much. I mean, it definitely wasn't a complete half circle of pure scratch. There may have just been like a nick one or two places, and I definitely didn't scratch the shit out of the center of it. But like I said, these wheels, absolute garbage to me. I'm actually going to cut these up and melt them. So that's something different. If you want to see that, I might make a video. Let's go ahead and move to the mounting process, which I'm going to switch to the white wheels for that. So just give me 1 second here. Okay, we got the white wheel on. The only thing I did differently is I put a piece of cardboard right here to see, that way I won't scratch the inside. It kind of helped a little bit. It's still decently tight. And this time around we're going to be using this end of it instead of this end of the bar. So let's go ahead and install the wheel. Alright, so as you kind of saw, not only using this side, a little bit difficult because it kind of kept rotating one way or the other. Kind of found it was easier just to kind of pry it over with the other end. Either way works, so long as it gets on there, hopefully without damaging it too bad. Didn't seem to damage it too much, a little more than I wanted to, but let's take a look at that in a little bit. As far as recommendations to buy this, it kind of depends on the kind of person you are. You know, if you like to do it yourself and you want to save some money as far as the installation and tire disposal fees, I say go for it. I think it's pretty great, so long as you don't mind possibly having to retouch your wheels. Now, if you have some really expensive wheels and you're really picky about that, you may just want to go to a tire place, have it done professionally. But if you're like me, trying to save some money, like to do things yourselves, 35 bucks, it's not bad. I really like it. So let's look at the scratches on the wheels and then we'll finish up here real quick. Alright, so the wheel damage, I kind of nicked it here a little bit, and of course along the edge, just all over the place as far as where the bar was sliding. I'm glad I used this cardboard so it didn't scratch up the center. I can kind of touch up that or just leave it alone. I'll decide in a moment, I guess. But yeah, like I said, this thing's pretty great. You'll have to, mounting it's kind of difficult. I mean, this thing kind of works, but as you saw, it still kind of wobbled around. It's not very weighted properly, but if you kind of stand on it while doing everything, it seems to work just fine. Pry bar method, in my opinion so far, is great. It seems to be doing a lot less damage than this does. However, this is a lot quicker. You may not be able to tell in the video between the two, but it took me a good 40 minutes to an hour almost to fully demount and mount a tire. This, maybe 30 minutes mounting, demounting. So save some time. I think it's well worth the money. I'm glad I got it. Breaking the tire bead, a million times easier. It took 5 minutes maybe, not even. As far as using the jack and strap method, that took me about 40 minutes. So really tedious doing it without proper tools. With this thing, you get somewhat of a better proper tool. I think it's great. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what else you want to see. If you want to see more fire mounting videos, we'll definitely do some more of that. I think I'll be able to mount this one just fine. Seeing how the bead's up, it should just kind of air up pretty good. Alright. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back with more videos. That's all for right now. See you guys in another one.